Good afternoon. It's Monday the 18th of September. We've been away for another weekend and I remembered those hazelnuts. Do you remember those hazelnuts that I picked up last week? Well, I was just flicking through some books and I found a really nice recipe using up the leeks that I harvested last week as well. So I'm going to make up a a hazelnut leek and mushroom loaf, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Right, well, I've spent quite a long time this morning shelling 200 grams of hazelnuts. I've got half a cup of rice that's already cooked, 200 grams of leeks that I grow in the garden. I had some mushrooms in the fridge, that's another 200 grams. 4 eggs. They're not from our girls. Our girls are not laying very well at the moment. I've got fresh sage and rosemary from the garden. Garlic, again, not from the garden because we finished ours ages ago. And then other ingredients: salt, pepper, oil, lemon and milk, half a cup of milk. And we'll just put all that together and make 1 or maybe 2 loaves. That's the leeks, mushrooms, nuts and seasoning. So in this bowl I've got the rice, the eggs, half a cup of milk, and I forgot to mention earlier there's a teaspoon of nutmeg gone in there with a little bit of salt as well. Oh, and a splash of lemon juice. Everything's now mixed in the one bowl. Well, that mixture was actually enough for 2 loaf tins, which I've lined. So I'm going to cook one and then put one in the freezer to cook another day whenever we feel like. Oh, and the cooking will be gas 6 for about 40 minutes. Popped out to the greenhouse while the loaf was cooking. Still the tomatoes keep coming. Nicely cooked and still sizzling. Wonder what we can find to have with that over the allotment. Mostly curly kale to have with our loaf, and some treats for the girls, some lower leaves that were falling apart. Everything's looking so lush in here. Oh, and it's getting near the equinox now, so it's getting a bit windy. There's more sweet corn to pick. I think I'll have some of that tomorrow. And every now and again I keep picking a few butter beans that where the pods have dried. Good morning. It's Monday the 25th of September. I'm hiding in the allotment shed because it's raining and I don't want to get the camera wet. I'm going to work outside. It's not raining very hard. This is the communal shed. Everybody uses this. There's tools in here that we can all share. They've been here for years apparently. Well, I don't know where September went to, but can't believe it's the 25th. We'll soon be at an end. And I've come over to the allotment today I'm going to clear out a couple of those fruit bushes, the gooseberry and the raspberry, and then I'm going to cover over the ground where I've had the potatoes, and I'm just going to leave that over winter as it is. I haven't got anything to replant in there. So that's about it for now. I'll just get on with it. Just give you a little quick tour of the allotment shed. Right, so that's why I took the potatoes out. I'm just going to cover that up with some weed suppressant membrane, and it's this area here I'm going to clear. I made a start. Happily, there's some communal green waste bins and they happen to be empty, so I think I might be filling those up today. I need to bring more membrane over to the allotment, but that's it for now. That's what I've cleared. One gooseberry, one raspberry and 2 black currants. And I'm just going to leave that one at the end and prune it in November. And that's the potato bed covered up for now. Let's do a little tour. I've got more leeks coming along there. Parsnips are doing nicely. I might have 1 or 2 sweet corn left. That lamb's lettuce is doing good. And oh, I've got some beetroot to harvest as well. I'm going to have to come back later, I think. I haven't got time this morning. I've got to go to a funeral this afternoon. So more leeks coming along there. The sunchokes have collapsed in the wind. They're massive. And what else have we got? That's that bed from that angle. Oh, we've got some nice swede coming on here. There, look at that. Lovely. And oh, the sorrel's okay. Got celeriac over there. I did see some turnips somewhere. Can't remember where it is now. Anyway, I think I'll pick some Cavolo Nero to take home with me for tea tonight. Or kale. Maybe some kale. No, Cavolo Nero. That's what we'll have. That's a bag full for us. And some scrappy leaves for the chickens. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday the 27th of September. I've just been over the allotment and I've picked, it's probably the last of the sweet corn now. 1, 2, 3, 4, I've picked 6 and I've got some kale to go with dinner. I've got some Cavolo Nero I picked the other day. That's going into the dinner as well. And I've got tomatoes. the tomatoes, they're not ripening very well at the moment. I'm probably going to end up cooking green tomatoes from now on. But there we've got tomatoes, and I've got potatoes already prepared, so we're just going to throw all this together with some garlic and some spices. We're going to have like got an onion in the pan. I'm just going to make like a tomato, kale and onion curry. Just maybe lemon air fried potatoes, and then I'll just pop these and cook these and have those as they are along with it. The potatoes are air frying with thyme, lemon and a little salt and oil. And in here with the onion and tomato, I've put half a teaspoon of ginger, a whole teaspoon of chilli. No, I haven't. It's about 3/4 of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 3 teaspoons of coriander and 3 teaspoons of cumin, and some salt and a little lemon juice. Oh, and garlic. And then when that's cooked down a bit, I'll put the kale on top to wilt that down. I've stirred in the kale and I've added more lemon juice and salt to taste, and it's nearly ready. Perfect. If only you could smell that. We've got Storm Agnes supposedly coming this way, and so I've brought in my these are going to be my Christmas new potatoes, and they were flopping over a bit, so I brought them in the greenhouse to rescue them. Some of the tomatoes are still turning, I can see now I'm in here. Good. Good morning. It's Thursday, 28th of September, and I don't think Storm Agnes has done much damage. It was just a bit windy overnight, although I haven't been over the allotment yet, so my Jerusalem artichokes may have suffered. Exciting thing today is I'm going to pull up my first celeriac for dinner, and I'm going to make, well, we'll see how big it is first. Let's see how big it is. It looked bigger on top than it was underneath, and we've got something's been eating that one. Let's see. I'll pull up the one next to it. We might actually get enough for dinner. Okay, so they obviously need a bit longer in the ground, but I should be able to do something with that. Well, that was all that was left by the time I've cut away. Well, I had to evict what was living in one of them, which may not be enough for dinner. So what I think I'll do, I know I've got some golden beetroot over the allotment, so I'll pick that. What I'm going to do, I was going to make celeriac remoulade with vegan, I can never pronounce this, aioli. So it's now going to be celeriac and beetroot remoulade. Right, to make the aioli, vegan aioli, we're not vegan, but because the chickens are not laying at the moment, I'm using this as an egg yolk substitute. So I'm just going to soak these cashew nuts for a couple of hours. Go with the allotment for the rest of the ingredients, and come back to it later. I'm still trying to use up tomatoes, so I'm going to have for my lunch fried tomatoes on toast. My favourite lunch. Just picked a whole load more tomatoes, picking them green because they'll ripen better in here in the conservatory than in the greenhouse. I'm doing the I'm getting tangled up in the dog's leads. I'm doing the killing birds with one stone, walking the dogs and calling by at the allotments to collect a few things for dinner. A turnip and some golden beetroot, I think. I've been watching Charles Dowding. I've watched his videos on YouTube for a long time, and he's recently put out an excellent video on the benefits of eating vegetables with your own healthy body, by having the vegetables growing in soil full of microbes, and the benefit it has in your own gut and your health generally. I recommend you go and listen to it. I'm terrible at explaining things, but it's like he's interviewing somebody and they're having a discussion about this correlation between a healthy eating and healthy body. I can't remember whether he mentions now about the benefit of exercise and gardening as well, and the mental well-being of just being out gardening and in nature in general. But anyway, I'll put a link in the description. Go check it out. It really is a fascinating video. Well, the Jerusalem artichokes have survived Storm Agnes. They're leaning a bit, but they'll be fine. That's the bed I tidied up the other day. Now, where did I see that turnip? Maybe it was up here. Ah, there it is. We'll have that one. It's only little, but I'll put it together with some other things. Lovely. A couple of nice golden beetroot there to go with it. I think that should probably be enough. I might find a carrot in the fridge to go with that as well. I'll just go home and prepare these. Right, this is what I've got for the aioli. Cashew nuts, which have been soaking for a couple of hours. Lemon juice, garlic, salt and mustard powder. I'm just going to combine all that together delicious. Right, that can be stored in the fridge for up to 5 days, but I'm going to use a few tablespoonfuls of it now. Right, I've grated together the celeriac, turnip, beetroot and a carrot I found in the fridge, supermarket carrot. And I'm going to mix in some of this. Actually, I think I'll put it all in. Yeah, perfect. And then along with that I'm going to make cheese and mushroom omelette. And maybe a little bit of kimchi on the side. Mushroom and cheese omelette with beetroot, celeriac, turnip and carrot remoulade with homemade kimchi on the side. Well, there's not really much gardening to be done. It's all harvesting and cooking, which is the best bit. So that's all I've got to say for this video. See you next time.